So the devil is mad because he finds out, though, that this truth is not about him. You know, these Edomites, so-called white people, they're finding out that, these scriptures and these prophecies, the only thing that it has to do with them is the fact that they're about to be destroyed. So this devil, Esau, is mad. He's come down with great wrath because he knows his time is short. He knows that Christianity is through. And so, they're trying to set us up, call us Antifa, because, of course, we're against Esau's establishment, and that, pretty much we're exposing him at everything, because that's what Antifa does, is it exposes, the government and all their inhumanities, which we know Esau is the most inhumane of all. If you watched, all the stuff that he's been doing to the whales and the dolphins, the things that he's been doing in Syria and Iraq and Libya, all these murders, and for what? Why? Because these people just wanted clear water. So Muammar Gaddafi had gotten clean water so people can live. But Esau didn't want that because Muammar Gaddafi had found a system that was going to work. And the people were actually, were not going to rely on Esau anymore. The Edomites, which is why they went in and they destroyed Gaddafi in Libya. That's just one example of what this so-called white man, Esau, does. But we're exposing his false doctrines, stretch Christianity and everything else. Hello and welcome to the End Revelation Times, where the word of Yahweh about Shem Yahushua differs with everything we've been taught. And of course, the Confusion of Faith's Reading channel. And isn't this interesting? Here's a blessing, though, that has just happened. Upon making my prior video yesterday, almost about the same time, Apostle Tahar just did a video addressing the issue, about the one-man camps, because that's what I am, a single man, and, had kind of given us hope, as to what we can do now to fellowship with one another. So now I, on my end, got to find out the address of the San Francisco camp, so that way I can connect with them, they can connect with me, and, so we'd be fellowship with each other at least twice a month, and of course, exchange numbers and all that. So I got to do my part, and they'll do theirs, because isn't this a great thing, though? That I don't have to be in this thing alone, just me in front of a camera and on a YouTube channel, and like everything else, though, it really has nothing to do with me personally, except that I'm an Israelite, and I'm just doing what the Most High tells me to do. And so if he gives Apostle Tahar a command and a structure, such as doing 3 videos a week, 10 minutes or more, well, I'm to do that, because Apostle Tahar, as I said yesterday, is like Peter, is like unto Peter, thus that he's the threshold of this, because he's the main one out here building this church and setting it up, so we're to follow suit, because, again, we know that the Most High has appointed him, so I want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace out to the Akim that's out there pushing the truth, such as myself and others out there, that are just getting set up or trying to set up, because that's where I'm at, just trying to set up. Been in this truth for a while, but just really didn't have a camp. Now trying to set up, trying to set up fort, and to fortify this thing, because that's what we are to do, is to preach unto all Israel, that is the northern and southern kingdom. And so Esau is finding out, though, that it has nothing to do with him, that stretch Christianity is a lie, and that this lie has been exposed, that the Gentiles are really the Hebrew Israelite foreigners. We were foreign to Yahweh because we went off and we started worshiping other gods, so he looked at us as the other nations, as Gentiles, and those are the Gentiles that Paul the Apostle was referring to, because of course he's talking about those that were Hebrew Israelites but had lost their way pretty much. We had lost our way. We were not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So we had lost our way, but now repenting of this and coming back into this truth, which the only one that could atone for our sins for having gone off, because the law was given to us, was not given to the Edomites or to the other countries, but the law was given to us. We went off, we broke that law, now reconciled, Yahushua had to pay that price ultimately for our sins because we're the ones that went off. We were the ones that were not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And the northern kingdom was the first to separate from the southern kingdom because they weren't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. So they came over here into the Americas to keep the law, statutes, and commandments that they hadn't kept before. And this place was well known. King Solomon knew of this place, and others knew of this place. So it was a well-known area, But Esau's going to teach you that Christopher Columbus discovered this, that this was, well, then how was this place inhabited before? But they'll try to say that, they're just indigenous people, that they were always here. Well, how did they get here to begin with? Think about that one. You see, Esau doesn't want to include the fact that we had escaped the Assyrian Empire and did come over here, and that King Solomon knew of this place. Esau will never tell that. In fact, taking most of the books out of the Bible, the Apocrypha, out of the Bible, so we wouldn't know our history, And so Esau's finding out that this song is not about him. Had nothing to do with him except that he's that wicked that's about to be destroyed. When Babylon the Great, America is going to be taken down and destroyed forever. And, of course, Esau's scared of that, So he's doing what he can now to bring us all down, By showing up at these camps in disguise, trying to, because they'll always throw the name Black Hebrew Israelites. Just re-edifying a few things. But, of course, like everything else, before I knew about this truth, I was exposing Esau's lies on the war on Syria, that this was, that these terrorists were the very people that, the Edomites had used before to bring down Saddam Hussein, to bring down, to occupy Afghanistan against the Russians, and that this has been a war for a long time, and that these terrorist groups were created by the Edomites. And of course, like everything else, most of them are, in fact, Edomites. They're not even the real Arabs. In the essence that, Esau's bloodline is everywhere. Just like we Hebrew Israelites have a bloodline, Esau has his bloodline everywhere. And of course he's mixed with the Ishmaelites and all the other nations. So we know that pretty much the majority of these terror groups are Edomites. Straight, plain and simple. ISIS is an Esau creation. It's meant as a group, which is no different than Al-Qaeda or any of the other ones, to bring down Bashar al-Assad, to bring down these sovereign nations so Esau can go in and invade, saying that they're fighting this war on terror, which has been a lie. And that's all we're doing is exposing Esau's lies. So I hope this has been edifying, and just like everything else, though, we're going to keep on exposing Esau for the devil that he is.